Intuition implies a vibrational reading of energy. Now, when we speak of intuition, we want you to be in the vortex when you read the energy. So it's a feeling that you're translating about a vibration that you don't have anything visual that you can use to confirm it. In other words, it's a knowing, which means you have to be in the vibrational vicinity of your broader perspective in order to know it. But in fairness, you could read that energy outside the vortex. In other words, if there's a strong current of something going on and you're a vibrational match to it, in other words, as we described earlier with Esther's picking up on what Nicole Simpson was telling her, she was intuitively translating vibration. And so it could go either way. In fact, everything now you're beginning to discover, especially if you're listening to us at all, everything can be experienced from an inside or an outside the vortex perspective. What brings forth your question?
I've noticed in my life I have strange happenings or unusual occurrences, and it seems to be in three areas. One where I'll be talking with someone and I get a sense of something that is going on in their life at a weird level, and I'll say something that someone will say, I cannot believe you just said that to me.
So you're reading their energy.
Yes.
And very likely, depending upon what it is, it's an outside the vortex vibration. In other words, every now and again Esther will pick up on something and then she'll laugh and realize that if she was really where she wanted to be, she wouldn't be picking up on that.
I get you. I get what you're saying. And then I had something happen this week, perfect example, and helped me get so much clarity last night about what I wanted to ask. I had to do a project, and I was so excited about it, and I went to have something printed. And make a long story short, when I went to talk with the person who was going to be in charge of the printing, I got this feeling, maybe I should go somewhere else. But then I thought, that's an out-of-the-vortex kind of thought. So then I started trying to think of all the things I could appreciate about this person, helping me and taking his time. So I guess I'm trying to tease out what happened is I had big blobs all over my...
It didn't turn out well, and you saw it coming, and you didn't follow your intuition, and yet you were trying to get in the vortex.
And that's what I wanted to know. So it was a match vibrationally to where I entered that relationship with that person, or even before it? Or I guess I'm trying to figure out, when do I follow that impulse, or then when... Do you see where I'm going with this?
We do, and it's a big question, and you have laid it out in a perfect way to have a very good discussion about it. So sometimes people will say, Abraham, I'm sitting on a park bench and I'm feeling fear. I fear that there's a monster in the bushes. Is there a monster in the bushes? And we say, in either case, get off the bench.
Right.
So if you wait until you are in the mode of action before you feel the intuition, it usually means you've been a little lazy about pre-planning and pre-paving, and you just waited until you got there, and so it was there and right in front of you, and usually you're not going to turn that around on a dime. In other words, if you get that hit and you can feel it's off, yes, of course, the getting off the bench thing, what we meant by that is, of course, the best thing is to wish them well and think the most positive thoughts that you can for them. But usually, once you are standing before someone and that feeling comes to you, you can't do enough right then in that moment to shift your vibration to really change something that's already in the process of becoming.
I got it. Okay.
Jerry and Esther frequently play with each other. They ask the question, did we sense that was coming, or did we create it just now?
Right.
And we say, you're waiting too long to try to figure it out. In other words, if you're waiting right till the brink of manifestation, you're not really doing the work. So what we encourage you to do, and it would avoid being in those situations where we would encourage you to lay in your bed at night and with an intention of just appreciating as best you can. Just bask yourself to sleep. Because when you bask yourself to sleep, with enough basking, you're in the vortex. And if you go to sleep in the vortex, you'll wake up in the vortex. If you go to sleep out of the vortex, you'll wake up out of the vortex. Even though while you slumber, you reemerge into non-physical, your vibration is where you last left it. And so when you wake up, now you wake up in the vortex. So then lie there a little longer and appreciate a little more. And then get up and do a focus wheel or 2 or 3 if there are any residual issues that you want to clean up just a little bit. And from those focus wheels, we'll do some today before we are finished this afternoon. Once you have focused wheeled and improved vibration on something, in other words, you might do a focus wheel on this thing that happened with the printing, and you might start outside the wheel. Imagine the focus wheel. You draw a large circle on a piece of paper which represents this vortex that we're talking about, and you want to get in the vortex or on this focus wheel. And so in a box outside the focus wheel, you make your statement of knowing what you don't want. And whenever you make a clear statement of what you don't want, it helps you to define clearly what you do want. In other words, by poking around at the subject of what you don't want, it activates your source's point of view of what you do want. And for a moment, you can get a flash of it. And sometimes that flash is enough to help you to then get on the wheel. You know how the playground merry-go-rounds, if they're going too fast, when you try to get on, it just blows you off in the bushes? But if they'll slow it down enough that you can get on, then you can get on and speed it up. So the focus wheel's like that. So you're outside the vortex statement in this case would be, I'm really mad at myself. I intuitively knew that I was walking into something unpleasant, and I overrode it and walked into it anyway. So your outside the vortex statement is, it's not even about the printing. It's that I want better guidance. I want to understand my guidance. I want to understand my intuition. I want to follow my intuition. I want to be in a place. I'm mad at myself for not effectively using my own guidance system. So that's the outside the box statement. Well, now you know more clearly what you do want. I adore being sensitive to my environment and always knowing exactly which way to go. Another way of saying it is, you don't want to know that's somebody to avoid. You want to be called to the one who's a match. That's really what you want. I love being so in tune with who I am that I know exactly which way to go. I love how my life just unfolds. So now you've got that in the center of the wheel. So then you reach for a statement that you already believe. Well, my life does go well. It usually does. And I don't second guess myself very often. I'm pretty much knowing what I'm doing. And of course, I can always get better and better at this. And every time I have an experience like this, it gives me more evidence that lets me know there's something really telling about feeling it and then seeing it manifest. It lets me know that when I get that feeling, there's something in the offing that I want to clean up. And now I know I'm not going to wait until the last ditch minute. I'm not going to wait till I'm standing there, because I'm a kind person and I want to uplift and I want to give them business, and there's like 100 reasons that I wanted to go with them, and just the fact that they do crappy printing was the only reason that I didn't want to go with them. But so nothing has really gone terribly wrong, and I'm getting more sensitive to my own intuition, and now you're on the wheel and you're spinning, and that much time has cleaned it up. Now the night before you were basking, you woke up in the morning and you were appreciating, then you did a focus wheel on something that happened yesterday that helped you clean it up a little more, and then you spin right from the focus wheel into a list of positive aspects, and the list of positive aspects could be about the subject that you focused wheeled on, or it could be about something else. In this case, we'll do it on what you focused wheeled about. I really like things turning out well, and I take great pride in making things right, and I so love attracting people that are up to speed with the ideas that I have, and nothing is more exhilarating than meeting people who have the expertise to enhance what I've got going on. And I just love powerful, positive results, and I get really good results much of the time, and my world is so beautiful, and I so love living in this time with all of this technology when it is so easy to to produce things of a beautiful nature. And I just love this desktop publishing world that I live in, and so many talented people that I have at my fingertips. And so now this list of positive aspects, you're really kind of soaring. So now you just spin off into this rampage of appreciation. Life is so good. This is the best time to be alive. I know I was born to do this. It's thrilling to me. There isn't anything I would rather do. And now you're really in the vortex. And as you're in the vortex looking back at that person that produced shoddy work, you're not feeling shoddy work. You're feeling appreciation for every part in it. And now you've left your vibration in a whole other place where you could not walk into another place and need your last ditch intuition to tell you're in the wrong place. In other words, next time you'll just be, it will just unfold. Jerry and Esther have been laughing because they had this, Jerry was editing a recording yesterday as they were driving, and he was laughing about the sort of rampage they were on, where they, in the hotels, their breakfast was not coming or coming wrong. The strawberry jam wouldn't be there, even though Esther had written it under Jerry's toast order. They wouldn't bring 2 glasses of milk. They would bring 1. It was just, they would forget to come at all. And Jerry and Esther, they were not making any effort to clean up their vibration. They were just showing up at the hotel and then complaining about the outcome over and over and over. And so then they began cleaning up their vibration, and they were laughing about Esther started carrying strawberry jam in her suitcase, and Jerry was teasing her. Maybe plan B isn't such a good idea. Maybe it really enhances the fact that we don't trust them. Darn right I don't trust them. I've got my own strawberry jam and my own oatmeal and my own. So this morning breakfast arrived, and it was perfect in every way, but it came 1 hour early. And Esther said, well, at least we're leading in the right direction. Everything's there, and we had plenty of time to eat. And Esther said, I actually enjoyed that extra time that we had to just leisurely visit with one another over breakfast. In other words, so what you do is you live life and you decide how it felt, and then you go to the vortex and you envision it better until you've trained yourself into the improved vibration, and then life reflects your improved vibration, and then you start again. And in that way, life just gets better and 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 better.
Thank you for my